It's another Sunday night, which means tomorrow is another Monday morning. Welcome back to the live stream, everyone. Thanks for coming and hanging out. My goodness, we've got the top three right here. We got Brandon Culpepper, we got Lever Monkey Shane, and we got Ryan Garrett. Thanks for being first, guys. I appreciate it. You may notice on this side, because I'm really good at looking in the camera and pointing at things, got some new die-cast models. Thank you to my mother-in-law for getting me, let's see here, that's a CB 120. I don't remember the model number. I don't remember. Double drum roller, and then we got the cat dump truck. Oh yeah, look at that. Got that lift axle. It's a nice little model. So yeah, other than that, what's been going on? Well, let me think here. We had a pretty busy week, so I have officially slated the Who Dig review video for tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow, instead of being a down and dirty, we have our first official legitimate 100% authentic diesel and iron equipment review. By the way, give me a audio check in the comments if you don't mind. I see I'm clipping just a little bit. Let me see how that audio smells. I don't think that's the right sense. Let me see how that audio sounds. That's probably a better choice of words. So yeah, we did the Who Dig review. It's officially going live tomorrow. Fair warning, it's like 45 minutes long. I didn't fool around, guys. I did a legitimate review. I told you exactly what I thought of the Who Dig. I told you exactly how to run the Who Dig. Well, not exactly, but sort of. It's a freaking awesome review. I'm quite excited. I'm very stoked about it because yeah, this could be kind of the future of something we do on this channel is legit. My God, whew. I feel better after that one. It's one where your head kind of does that loop thing and then you come back to reality and you just feel invigorated. I love it. Anyway, this could be kind of the future of the channel, doing official legit equipment reviews. I went, if any of you guys follow Equipment World's YouTube channel, you will know that I was in Atlanta and did a quick high level review of the new Hitachi 210-6 model. We're starting, well, we've had an FAE head in our inventory and we are actually going to put together a review video on it here in the next probably 2 to 4 weeks. So yeah, we're coming up in the world, ladies and gentlemen, and I just got word this evening from Evan Wrench on Instagram. I don't know how much I want to reveal, but there's a chance that me and the Sweat and Grime crew might be headed out to Massachusetts in the somewhat near future to go do some playing around. I know for a fact I'm going to be headed down to Cambridge, Ohio to be doing some reviews on a Kobelco 210 and I believe a 130, which is the new, I believe that's their -7 series. We got a lot of stuff happening. So yeah, it's been an exciting week. A lot of stuff going on. How have you guys been? Tell me in the comments. What have you been up to? What kind of jobs are you guys working on? I've already seen that Shane is possibly going to, I mean, he's really playing it up. I have to give Shane credit. He really knows how to tug at the strings of curiosity. But he might actually be giving us a little insight as to what's going on between him and his company. So yeah, exciting stuff there. If you guys don't follow Shane, the Lever Monkey over here, go ahead and follow his channel. He's got a really good channel, especially if you enjoy underground work. He's got, he does educational stuff like I do, but he's more focused on the underground side. So really cool stuff. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. Yeah, Sweat and Grime. By the way, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, that's your loss, because Sweat and Grime just happens to be the best up-and-coming trades podcast that there is out there. And yes, I'm a little biased because I am one of the hosts of that show, but it's a really good show and it's geared towards the trades, and I think you guys would really like it and enjoy it, so you should absolutely check out Sweat and Grime. So that being said, I'm gonna go get caught up on the comments because I can see you guys are chatting away. So like I said, Brandon, Shane, Ryan, thanks for hanging out, and yes, you guys are the top 3 hardcore fans. I will give that to you. Let's see here, a little back and forth banter. Where are we at here? So you guys are in the union, back and forth. If they do that, it'll be the last day to see of me. Okay, so Ryan, if you guys aren't aware, Ryan Garrett here got himself a new position in a union company, and they are giving him the trial run. And so he's about to figure out whether or not they're going to sign him into the union. So best of luck to you, Ryan. I can't imagine why they wouldn't, in all honesty. Just, well, I clearly get the biased view of what you do because you talk about it here, but I mean, clearly you're on the ball trying to learn as much as you can, so I can't imagine they'd give you the boot. But yes, yeah, let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Richard Vincent, what's happening, man? Good. Thanks for hanging out. It's good to see you. We got Bomber T in the house. Bomber, what's going on, man? Brian, watched your segment you did with Built Robotics. So it seems like those automated machines are just another tool for us. Do you think operators will be able to be REOs and heavy HEOs? Yes, I don't see why that wouldn't be the case. The way I kind of see that getting rolled out is you'll probably have a couple machines on site that are robotic, because as we talked about in the Built Robotics interview, which if none of you guys know what he's discussing here, go over to Equipment World's channel when you get a second and check out the interview I did with Built Robotics on Equipment World. The show is called The Dirt. What we were basically talking about is these robotic machines are only going to be able to do very straightforward trenching applications. We're not talking about very complicated, complex digs. And so I would imagine your job site's probably going to have 2 or 3 of these machines out on the job site, and you'll have 1 or 2 people on the job site that are actually licensed and qualified to program and operate those machines. But since it's not a full-time job, yeah, you'll probably be in another piece of equipment, and if there's an issue, you pull out your laptop, doop, 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 get her sent on her way again, and back to work you go. So I honestly don't see why you couldn't do both. But even if you can't do both, you will absolutely have a position as a robotic equipment operator. And that could be a full-time job. Maybe you do spend the day managing 5 to 8 of these machines, and you're just babysitting and monitoring and popping between one and the other and getting them all set out. So I don't know exactly what that landscape looks like, Bomber, but I can't imagine it's totally out of the question to be able to do both. And of course you have the scenario where you only need the robotic machines out there for 2 or 3 weeks at the beginning of the job, so you may focus on that, and then you turn right around, and as soon as those get shipped off, you know, jump back in the seat of a regular excavator or a dozer, or who knows what that looks like. It's going to change with every job. Let's see here, Ryan. If they don't, I'll just go down the road to the next company. Everything's been good. Ernie, what's going on, man? Good to see you. We got Andrew Ruggiero in here. The damn ad made me late. About a 2018 Street Bob 107 on Saturday. Nice. That's nice. Awesome. Excuse me, pardon me. That was rude. That was rude. I apologize. Yeah, as you can see in the comments, this is what I love about you guys. You guys specifically, the community that we're creating here. Everyone's got Ryan's back, and I'm right there with you, man. Yeah, we are all gunning for you. We all hope you get the position. You absolutely earn it. Certified Wrench. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, we have Colton McCormick in the house. If you guys do not follow Certified Wrench podcast, you should absolutely head on over to Spotify, to Apple, to Podcaster, to Pocket Casts, and go subscribe and listen to Certified Wrench. It is a podcast that's geared towards gearheads, towards wrenches, towards guys out in the field as service technicians, or in the service bay. But as a heavy equipment operator, I can tell you it is a fun and entertaining podcast that you should absolutely go check it out. So Certified Wrench, do it. And then even if you don't love it, for the sake of Mr. McCormick here, Mr. Colton McCormick, you should absolutely give him a 5-star rating, and you should, especially if you're on an Apple platform, maybe put in those comments that you love the smooth and sultry vocal tones of Mr. Colton McCormick, because that's really going to do a nice little job of boosting his podcast. And this is the brotherhood of the trades, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to help each other out. So go check him out, guys. And all that being said, hey, what's happening, Colton? Good to see you, man. We got Evan Wrench. Here it is, Evan Wrench. He is the man that might be taking me and the Sweat and Grime crew out to Massachusetts. And I wasn't sure if I could say it or not, but he just did. We might be running the new Doosan dozer. We'll see. We will see. We're working some things in the background here to see if we can't get out there to run the Doosan dozer. We'll get footage of me and Rick in the seat, and we'll put it through its paces, and then hopefully collectively as a group we can all convince Doosan to actually send me that dozer for 2 weeks so that we can do a real review on it. I have been talking with Doosan in the background, but because of the logistics of how I say how many machines are coming in, but it's really how few machines are coming into the US, it's been a little difficult. So hopefully we can all convince them to send a Doosan dozer my way so I can test it out and then tell you guys how good or terrible it is. And really, it's a big question mark, because if you're not aware, Doosan has not traditionally made dozers. They just came out with this dozer. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens. All right, so we got good audio all the way around. We have, look at there, I talk about Colton. Evan already knows who he is. That's how famous and delighted we are to have Colton here in the chat with us. He's already famous, and here he is visiting my little channel with 23. Ooh, we got 23 people in here this evening. We are popping, ladies and gentlemen. We are popping. Which, by the way, for all of you, you should know, invite a friend. Invite a friend to come and watch the channel. Invite a friend to share in the listen of Sweat and Grime, and you guys can listen to our crass jokes and our terrible language and our filthy mouths together. And you can laugh in enjoyment and just strengthen your relationship together with your friend as you chuckle at the Certified Wrench, obviously, but also Sweat and Grime. So yes. Oh, love the allergies, which Brandon just touched on. Yes, allergies so bad this week, I lost my voice Thursday and Friday. It's that time of year, man. I walked outside this last week, and the whole car is just coated in this this very light yellow film. And then the rain, you get a little sprinkle, and it all balls up and wads up, and then you just have pollen everywhere. It's fantastic. Ryan, started off the week Harley raking for myself, ended it watching the foreman drag the ripper down the road with the mini excavator, because why let the operator run the mini? Gotta love foreman. That's the beauty of watching a foreman operate, is it just makes you appreciate your skills that much more. The way you get back at your foreman is you find yourself a white truck, and you go park that white truck about 5 feet in front of where he needs to track with that mini excavator, and then park it and leave the door open and just walk off across the job site, and just totally have zero regard for what he's doing. Just walk across the job site and leave the truck right in the middle of where he's trying to work with the door open. It'll go over really well, I promise. Comrade, it's the best career ever. I wouldn't change it for the world. Hell yes, my man. Hell yes. Didn't Cabelco revamp their lineup? They did, Ernie, and I am about to do a little bit of trial with the new lineup. They actually revamped almost their full lineup because their old engine manufacturer was unable to meet the Tier 4 final emissions specs, and so they pulled their entire excavator line. They totally shut down production while they retooled, and they are now using Yanmar engines even in their large machines. So that's what I'm really curious about. I'm familiar, everybody in this industry is familiar with the small Yanmar engines that are going in the minis, but I'm really curious to see how the large Yanmar engines perform. So yeah, we'll see. Brandon, Sweat and Grime is better than Daddy Wit. You know, I'm just gonna keep comments to myself there, because I don't have super nice things to say, and that's okay. That's okay, and that's why I'm just gonna move forward into the comments here. And they sent the skids here. I've been running to a different crew, so I'm sure that's going to come back with a smashed windshield, because they smash one windshield a year in that skid steer. Excellent, excellent. We got ATC man. Unions, ooh, and that's coming from someone in a union. You know what? I'm with you, man. I feel you. They've got their upsides, they got their downsides. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Jeff, what's happening? Starting as a laborer on the 13th for an underground wet utilities contractor. Left my job as a water operator for 15 years. Now it's time to see the install side of things. I tell you, it's going to be a lot more happening, popping world over on this side of it. We're happy to have you over here. If you have any questions about anything, Jeff, feel free to reach out. That's why we're here. And absolutely drop questions in the comments. If anything we can help you out with, man, that's why we do this. So good to have you, and good to have you in the live stream. I don't think I've seen you comment before. We got Colton Magby. Ever had to operate a piece of equipment with a pony motor? I have not. It's kind of a little bit of a nostalgia bucket list item. Not that I've ever done it, but it's more of just to experience the old equipment that had the pony motors. I would really like to, but no, as of yet, I have not had to. We got James with Gibson Landscape Construction, another great channel if you guys are into kind of the lighter duty landscape, hardscape installation, still running the equipment. Tons of great snow plowing videos. If you like snow plowing videos, go follow James. He's got some great stuff. Every winter, you will get your heart's content of snowplow videos. So James, it's good to see you, man. Hope everything's going well up there in the great north and you're finally starting to get warm, because I know down here it took us forever to get warm. Daniel, I think robotics would never take over since some operators would not work, or some operating would not work. Yeah, Daniel, 100%. It's going to be very specific applications where you can really automate machines and boot operators out of the seat, and really even there you're not totally booting them out of the seat, because you're still going to need those remote equipment operators, the REOs, to run the machines and kind of babysit. So you know, the whole fear that AI is going to take our jobs, it's totally overblown. I don't ever foresee that happening. Oh, of course, Shane. Shane always has like crazy shit that he's run before. And of course, he's run a pony motor, an old D7 with a pony motor. That's awesome. We got Parker. On Friday, I drove 3 hours for an apprentice operator position. You know what? I love the dedication, man. I do. It's awesome. I think you could find something closer with everyone hiring right now, but we love the dedication. And again, any of you new guys, you will see, in fact, it just flashed down here, you will see my email address, contact@dieselandironproductions.com. Ask people over here in the comments. I do respond to that. If you send me an email, I will reply to you. It may take me 3 or 4 days, depending on what all I've got going on, but I will respond to you. Anyone that's new in the industry, that's watching the live stream, that's watching my videos, feel free to shoot me an email, reach out on Instagram, ask questions. That's why we are doing this. That's why I'm here. So anything I can do to help you out, man. Let's see here. Daniel Mathewson, maybe just really boring jobs like lawn trench work. So as of right now, Daniel, that's what they're using the robotic machines for, is long trenching applications, because it's pretty straightforward for a computer to figure out. So yes, Shane is working on running a D11, as am I. I am constantly pandering to everyone to put me in the seat of a D11. I offer free labor. If you get me in the seat of a D11 for a day, I'll give you a day's worth of free labor. I will 100% not charge you for my hours if you will put me in the seat of a D11. I want to do it so bad. So bad. And as much as I know the T's probably have more comforts in the cab, I really want to run one of the old school ins and hear that just throaty beast. Oh, pre-emissions gloriousness. God, I love it so much. D11 and a 657 scraper. Okay, we're going back and forth. Oh, I want to put out. Oh, so Shane, I didn't catch that. All right, hang on. I got behind in the comments. Sorry, here we go. Hyundai's coming out with a skid steer. That's interesting. I don't know. We'll have to try it. Dan B, what's going on, man? Let's see here. We got, here's Colton. You do a better job at promoting me than I do. Thanks for the love. Absolutely. So by the way, you will notice if you go over to Certified Wrench, Colton talks about Sweat and Grime all the time, because it's an effing great podcast, like Certified Wrench. So it's like this beautiful symphony of what do you call the 69? I believe it's called the 69 of podcasts. Colton, I hope your wife is not listening. I apologize. I apologize if your wife is listening. That was crass, it was uncalled for, and it was just rude. I apologize. Anyway, moving forward. Shane has thrown down officially. He wants to put out a D11 video before I do. Bring it on, Shane. Now, Shane, if you will earmuffs for a second, ladies and gentlemen. Shane has just thrown down the gauntlet that I have to get a D11 video out before he does. So if anyone out there has a D11 that I could borrow even just for an hour or two, obviously there will be some horseplay and shenanigans, but mostly filming. so that I can rub it in Shane's face. That would be great. All right, Shane, you can take the earmuffs off. We are good to go. Let's keep rolling with this baby. Let's see here. Any Dyna bros in the house? I don't even know what that means, man. I don't have a dyno. Or Dyna, I don't even know what that is. I don't even know. Are you talking about Dyna pack? I'm lost on that comment. I'm lost. I will say this, I have not run a 657. I've ran a couple other scrapers that the models are escaping me. I think the 627, the 615 paddle wheel, the 613 paddle wheel, but no 657. I do want to run one of those babies, the twin engines. I love that big iron. It's freaking awesome. What's the last time you operated a mini excavator? Oh, 3 months ago, 2 months ago, somewhere in there, probably over the winter time. Yeah, in fact, it was probably when we tried to go out and clear the swamp in the middle of the winter and it didn't work, but I was still running a mini and it was not a good time because I hate mini excavators all the way around. I just hate them. Dan, what's going on? I'm going to apply to a pre-apprenticeship with the local operators union. They require an aptitude test and resume, but is there anything else you'd recommend to improve my chances? Unfortunately, Dan, you're kind of at the mercy of the union there. If you know anyone in the union that has any sort of connections, I would absolutely say hit them up, because the union is, unfortunately, a bit political, and so it always pays to know somebody. So if you know someone, maybe have them put in a word for you. Other than that, just make sure, and even with the aptitude test, don't sweat it. That's not a hard test. I've heard from multiple people. It's more of kind of like a GED, like you need to know basic math and arithmetic, and can you read and write coherently. I mean, it's nothing magical crazy. So don't sweat the test. On my last job, ran a Takeuchi 1140. Let's see here. That's Shane. In response to Colton, we've got Zenon. What's happening, Zenon? Good to see you, man. What you think of the stickers on the orange Peril, the bucket truck? So we are going to share Zenon's pictures on social media. If we haven't already, I don't believe we have yet. I think they are in the queue. But that's a good looking truck, man. I mean, you can definitely tell she's been rebadged from the old tree service, but she's looking nice. Now, just don't launch yourself out of the bucket. You were saying last time that thing has the old style valving in it that will absolutely catapult you out of the bucket. So yeah, be careful, man. Be careful. I do love the Orange Peril nickname. That's fantastic. Ryan, so ditching the truck right in the way isn't something just my foreman does. No, when you actually train to become a foreman, Ryan, you spend an entire day learning how the proper technique for ditching your truck. So one of the things that they teach you is you look for the most productive area of the job, and you generally want to find one of the more mobile pieces of equipment. So it really doesn't make sense to block the excavator if it's digging mainline, because obviously it's going to take a little time to kind of move back in that process. So what you generally want to do is figure out one of the best spots to park your truck as a foreman is figure out where your loader is running, especially if he's a little bit behind in getting pipe and structures. And then you want to park right in the if there's a choke point, especially, that's the best spot. And you're going to literally, I don't know if you even know this aspect, you don't wear your seatbelt in your truck as a foreman ever, because you need to ditch at a moment's notice. And so you're going to drive your truck into that choke point, again, preferably where the loader's running, and make sure he's really behind. And then as soon as you hit that choke point, you are going to slam that baby into park. You're going to blow the door open. If you get your technique down right, it is as you are throwing it into park, your door is opening. It's this smooth transition. It takes a little time to kind of get the hang of it, but you're going to slam it into park. You're going to open that door, blow it wide open. And the key here is, on your way to that choke point, you should already have something in your mind that you need to be furious about. And as that door flies open, you should already be red in the face, and you should already be yelling at the top of your lungs. And the key is, don't shut your door. You just need to walk quickly, almost like one of those power walks that a 65-year-old woman does on the side of the road, except you're not going to have the arm motion, because your arms are going to be very much vocalizing. You're going to be with extreme motions because you're so angry about the thing that you decided to be angry about. You're going to be doing big hand motions as you come out of the truck. So like I said, I mean, this is a whole day class when you learn to be a foreman, that you learn the skill set to be able to park in the correct spot and have the right technique to really get it across that you are the foreman, and people do need to listen to you. So, and heaven forbid, now one thing you do not ever accept is one of your subordinates telling you that your truck is in the way. That is an absolute, I mean, you need to address that right there. Preferably, that one's going to end with either throwing them on the broom tractor or just outright telling them to go home and they can come back in tomorrow. So, I mean, I feel like I should bill you guys because I just gave you a 10-hour crash course in becoming a foreman for free. So I really do feel like I feel like I should get something out of this, guys. I really saved you a lot of time there. So anyway, there you go. Love that we call him Daddy Wit now. Yes, old Daddy Wit. Okay, this is just for you guys. I have secretly started calling Daddy Wit the Eddie Bauer of the construction world, because like Eddie Bauer, it's outdoorsy, but it's not actually made for being outdoors. And that is how Mr. Wit is to the construction industry. He is the Eddie Bauer of the construction industry. So anyway, my goodness, that's a delicious summertime drink. Anyway, Brandon Culpepper, Brian, you know the picture I sent you of the tractor broom. I blew the clutch up, or it blew itself up Thursday and had to run a foot pedal skid steer. Hated it. Yeah, foot control skid steers. That is a flashback to about 1998, 99. I think the last time I ran a foot controlled skid steer was probably in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. It's terrible. And yet there are still guys that swear by foot controls, which I'm sorry, no. We got Silix YC. Hey, good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in here before. Did you ever operate heavy equipment with a controller from home or somewhere around the machine? I have. In the Hoodig, which review coming tomorrow. The Hoodig is fully remote with Bluetooth, and I want to say the range on that sucker is like a mile. I mean, it's ridiculous. It might not be quite a mile. I want to say it's at least 1,200 feet, though. It's a long freaking way. I did not run it from that far away. But yes, I have ran a remote. I am working through all of my various channels and contacts and you know, backdoor people that I talk to. I'm trying my ass off to get in the seat of a Cat Command. You know, one of the seats where you can remotely operate. But stay tuned. Nothing yet. Anyway, Dan, thanks, Richard. Been working with a landscape company for 2 years, near running minis and skids. Never been happier than when I'm in a machine. Boom, that's it. That's what it's all about. Jeff, definitely looking forward to it. Thank you for the welcome. Big fan of the channel. First time on live, but I've watched the majority of your videos and already learned a ton. If you got any questions, Jeff, reach out, man. I am constantly taking topic ideas from the community. So if you guys have a question and it's one of those that I go, oh yeah, I guarantee a ton of people have this question, I'll make a flat out down and dirty and I will give you, Jeff, the credit, my man. So let me know. Ryan, I got lucky. They replaced the skid steer with a backhoe and all I had to do was drive 75 feet down the road every half hour or so. The bigger cab was nice to lay back and relax, and it had air conditioning and a radio. My goodness, getting the star treatment, except you're in a backhoe, which sucks. Which, speaking of backhoes, we haven't seen Frank in here in a long time. We need to get Frank back in here. I'm missing old Frank. I know he's been pretty busy lately, though. James, good to see you've been at it for over 2 months. Weather's up and down like a toilet seat. Dude, that's the same thing here, man. The weather is nuts this year. It has been very, very difficult. Richard, Dan, you have to get out of the landscape field. Try your hardest to get in the union hall. Never did it. Regret it every day. Absolutely. Get in the union hall. Get on some big dirt jobs. Landscaping can be fun. Don't get me wrong. It's very fulfilling to look at a residence or a commercial property that you've really beautified. But that doesn't hold a candle to running some really big iron and moving a crap load of dirt. It doesn't get more fun than that, guys. James, Ryan, I used to run a backhoe for years. Honestly, I prefer my excavator and skid steer and articulated loader. Boom! Thank you, James. Thank you for backing up every point I have ever made on this channel, that it is way better than a backhoe. Any combination of those machines. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Colton, if I work in construction, I'll mainly drive a Dodge Ram 1500 Bighorn crew cab. That's getting work done. I'll use 2000s. If that's... oh my Lord. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I do apologize. I do apologize. That's so rude. Jeep Wrangler TJ Golden Eagle Sport. You know what? I'm waiting for the channel to throw off enough income that I'm really going back and forth. I really want my F-150 Raptor, especially because the new ones are coming like with over 700 horse from what I understand. But at the same time, I kind of want to go with like an F-350 trimmer package and with the turbo diesel in it. Like, I don't know. I am so on the fence, man. I am so on the fence about what I want to do there. Nick Santa Maria, ladies and gentlemen. Nick has not been in here for months. My goodness, Nick. He is moving up in the world. He has gotten a little hoity-toity for this channel. It's okay. We still accept you into our ranks, Nick. It is really good to see you, brother. Had you told me you were going to be here, I would have gone out and gotten some Pink Whitney to celebrate. But I had no heads up, man. You gotta give me something here to work with. It's good to see you, man. It really is. ATC thought Hyundai made some wheeled skid steers in the past. I don't know. Richard Vincent, best number 69. You know what I'm talking about. Richard Vincent, guess you work for the wrong company. A lot of bad landscape companies just in my area. We don't just do hardscaping. Yeah, James has got his hands into a lot of stuff, which you can know if you go follow his channel. Go follow Gibson Landscape Construction. He's got a great channel, guys. Go follow him. Shane's out here asking the tough questions. Wait, where is Shane's question? Did I skip it? Oh, I skipped a whole bunch. My God. Oh, man, you guys are busy. Holy shnikes. I didn't realize I was this far behind. I gotta quit fooking around here. All right, so we got Colton Gold, Magavore, Gibson. Trust me, I hate backhoes. We got Silix. Anyone in New Jersey that'll help me get a job in the industry, or how to get in the industry in general? How to get into the industry in general? Go apply. Literally, go apply. Everybody right now is hiring. You don't even have to know anyone. Go in and let them know that you're willing to start on the shovel. You're totally okay with just working hard for your first year or so and starting at the bottom. And I promise you, within a week, you will have a job. I would almost 100% guarantee that you will have a job by the end of the week. And then just work your way up. Just learn. I spent about a year to a year and a half almost entirely on the end of a shovel and worked my way up in this industry, and I am 100% behind that is the best way to get into this industry. Now you can apply to the union and you can try that route. It may take a while, like a year plus on the wait list, but I would honestly go to a non-union company and just hire in and learn from the ground up. That's the way to do it. Parker Pazdemic, I'm assuming I'm saying that totally wrong, and that's okay, because that's what we're all about here. Good to see you. Thanks for hanging out on the live stream. Let's see what you got. Somebody just donated $5, which, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, I figured something out about this whole, let's see here. Who was that? No, stop it. Sorry, my computer's not participating. Who did that? Ironhide Wildfire Solutions. I appreciate the donation. I really do. Thank you so much. Which I will tell you guys, the donations through YouTube, I found something out a couple weeks ago. As you may recall, we had a few very generous people donate $100 a piece. We also had another gentleman donate $15. Now, I may be a dumb dirt guy, but according to my math, that was $215 for the evening. YouTube graciously decided to award me $136 of that money, and the rest of it evaporated into YouTube. Help me figure that one out. So I think I'm gonna start a Patreon, or maybe just start linking my PayPal account, because that's a little bit ridiculous for them to take 50% of the money that I'm earning for no reason whatsoever. They didn't do anything other than provide a platform, and they're already bending me over the table on the AdSense revenue. So if you guys want a little insight, I'll give you a little insight. Everyone thinks that YouTube is this great money maker. My channel, I get about 130,000 views per month, and I make a grand total of about $790 on AdSense revenue. That is, I mean, it's, don't get me wrong, that's a nice little paycheck there, but really, like 130,000 people, we're over 22,000 subscribers now, and we're only making 793 bucks. I mean, come on now. So I'm finding the further and further I get into this thing, the further Google is just gently bending me over the table. And don't get me wrong, they do lube you up pretty well, because in the beginning you see that ad revenue going up and you're just like, yes, give me more, and then Google does give you more, but not in the way that you were expecting. So a little sneak behind, a little peek behind the curtain, guys. Thank you. So anyway, all that to say, but all going back, thank you for the donations. I really do appreciate it. Even if Google generously takes half of it, I really do appreciate it, guys. I do. All right, Parker. I've talked to companies closer to home. They seem less interested in apprenticeship operators. The position I drove down for was looking specifically for apprentices through the 49ers. I mean, hey, if you got to work out of town, you don't mind working out of town for a little bit, do it. Get yourself into the industry, because once you get in and get a little experience, you can write your own ticket, especially with the labor market being where it is right now. Richard, no, I was self-employed for 10 years, loved everything with the time I was in the landscape field. Andrew, Takahouchi TB 252, starting to get the little auctioneer voice, trying to get caught up on the comments here. Do you offer any services besides landscaping? Thankfully, my boss is really supportive and wants me to get into the field I love. That's awesome, Dan. It is awesome to have a boss that supports you. Parker, what state are you in? Shane, so would you rather run a mini excavator or a JCB backhoe? Ooh, oh, I'm gonna go with the mini excavator, because at least with the mini excavator you've got a decent shot of getting into a halfway decent machine, versus if you're running the JCB, you're just screwed. So anyway, that's, yeah, I think we're going for the JCB. My goodness, Brian, wow, was that a Freudian slip? That's awkward and uncomfortable. I would stick with the mini, Shane, is what I'm saying. Whew. Shane is asking the tough questions. Parker, what part of Minnesota? I was up in the Minneapolis area last year working with Carson Shifsky out there. Let's see here. Zenon, crank the hand throttle up and hold on for dear life. Lots of fun in the bucket. Yeah, absolutely. You need some bungee straps over the shoulders, almost like suspenders, but it's holding you into the bucket. Make a video. That'd be good. That'll get you some YouTube views. Colton, have you ever operated an excavator with a lot of levers instead of 2 joysticks? I haven't, but I can tell you that would be a nightmare. I don't know specifically what you're referring to with more than 2 joysticks. Generally, excavators are only going to have the 2. Now, there are 4-stick backhoes, like the Case. The Case 580 will come standard from the factory with a 4-stick. They call it foot swing controls. So you have foot pedals that will swing your boom side to side. You have 1 stick that operates your boom, 1 stick that operates your stick, 1 stick that operates your bucket, and then you have another stick that operates your, my goodness, why is that escaping me? Is it your auxiliaries? Your thumb? Is that what I'm thinking of? What's the 4th function, guys? You got swing as foot controls, boom, stick, bucket. Son of a biscuit, guys, I'm blanking. It's been too long since I've been in a 4-stick machine. But I will say this, Colton, it's like anything else. It is a nightmare when you first get into it until you get your hands under you, and then it's just another machine and you learn the controls and you go on with life. We got ATC Man, JCB backhoe. We rented one this past winter. I think it had error codes on it, putting it in limp mode once a week. That's JCB for ya. August Rains, good to see you here. I don't know, have you been in here before? Because I've seen you comment a bunch of places, but it's good to see you here in the live stream. 65-year-old woman, word picture, nice. Yes, Absolutely. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about the word picture. I like to paint a beautiful scene with my words. And that way you as the listener and as the viewer can really, you know, if you just close your eyes, you can envision the foreman running across the job site with the power, you know, the power walk going on, but with the hands up in the air. I mean, that's the goal, man. Give you a full visual. When you said Eddie Bauer, I literally face palmed. That's it. That's it. I know a guy who is the Beetlejuice of concrete. Oh, there you go. I'm a big fan of Beetlejuice. Ryan, I think my foreman went through that training. He always parks between me and traffic, so I just throw up my arms at him because now I'm backing into traffic blind, which is a real treat. That is what it's like being a foreman. You pick the worst spot ever and you shoot for it. You shoot that. I mean, you're threading the needle sometimes because there's a lot of openings for people to get through, but if you thread the needle just right, you can jam that truck in the one spot that's going to cause problems for somebody. Yeah, Nick, that was a good looking John Deere loader. I do like John Deere loaders. I have very, very limited experience in them. But that was the John Deere puts out some nice loaders. I gotta be honest. Hey, James, thanks for hanging out. If you probably left already because I'm just now getting your comment, but if you haven't, thanks for coming in. Appreciate it, man. It was good to see you. Ryan, I've never had the joys of using foot controls. Hopefully never will. Just imagine, to give you an idea, Ryan, imagine you're trying to, you know, sprinkle some pea stone on some pipe for your labor, but instead of having the beautiful finesse of 2 fingers on a joystick here, instead you've got your freaking size 13 clod hompers on, trying to do this on a foot pedal gently. That is a foot control machine in a nutshell for you. They suck ass, and that is, I would dare say that's an understatement. ATC man just checked out Gibson's hey, there you go. Good job, man. Thank you for actually going and checking out his channel. I appreciate that because it's totally worth doing, and more of you guys should do that. Go check out James's channel because I can't talk. James's. I changed my name from Dolores, but I've been in here. Okay. I don't know that I remember a Dolores commenting, because that is, I mean, I feel like that's a fairly memorable name, but maybe not. Pizza on the way, BRB. Hey, you enjoy that pizza there, Shane, while I mess with my autofocus and throw everyone off. Are you drunk or am I just messing with my camera? You decide. Oh, James is officially out, so he didn't hear my goodbye. There you go. Landscaping is the best way to learn equipment. I will say that about landscaping. It is a much slower pace, and you do learn a lot of finesse work in landscape. So you're not going to necessarily get the like hardcore pressure that you do on a road crew, but at the same time you're learning how to really finesse the machine because you're generally setting, you know, landscape blocks or you're setting big old pieces of slate. So you have to really learn the machine. Quentin Zenner, hey, good to see you. Thanks for coming to live stream. New to the industry as I just got in with the union during an apprenticeship. Been listening to your podcast and watching videos. I've already learned a lot. Keep up the great work. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. And as I was stating earlier, if you have any questions, absolutely reach out, whether it's Instagram, contact at dieselandironproductions.com. You'll see it. Oh, right on time. It's like every freaking time on accident. Right there. Contact at dieselandironproductions.com. I will answer emails. Give me a day or 2 or 3 or 4, maybe, depending on the week. But I will answer emails. I will 100% answer your questions. And like I said earlier, if it's a good enough question, I will do a down and dirty on it, and I will give you credit for it if I can remember who gave me the idea. I forgot to put that caveat in earlier when I talked about that. Excuse me. Pardon me. I apologize. Machine Tourette's. We can do machine Tourette's. If you guys are down for machine Tourette's, drop them below. For the next 30 seconds or so, start laying your model numbers out. We can do machine Tourette's. I will say I did mix the drinks strong tonight, so machine Tourette's might actually turn into the full-on slurred auctioneer voice, but we'll give her a shot. There you go. Brandon, he won a free hat. Yes, Brandon did win a free hat with the number 69 on this channel. And I will say that is, I don't know how you guys feel about the belief in God, but there are moments in life where I absolutely believe that God does exist, and God has a fantastic sense of humor, because that was no joke. I was using a random number generator on the internet, and Brandon Culpepper, out of every one of my subscribers, is the most appropriate person to throw out the number 69, and 100% truthfully, organically, on the internet's random number generator, the number 69 came up, and Brandon Culpepper won while wearing his fishnets and pink thong. Tell me God doesn't exist and God doesn't have a sense of humor. I dare you. Nick, new job this summer. Main job is running a loader on a pipe crew, but do a bit of everything, dozer, excavator. Dude, why aren't you sharing pictures? You were sharing pictures of all your crappy retaining walls. Come on, Nick. Gah. You cock block on all the good stuff, man. What kind of friend is that? That's not a true friend, man. Come on. Yes, I am. No, Andrew, I am not. Thank you for checking me, though. I am in live chat, but because of the way my broadcast software pulls in the chat, it doesn't show you guys that I'm in live chat. It shows that I'm in top chat, but I do think, legitimately, I do thank you for backing me up on that, because I do have a reputation, right? Colton, the answer to every question where I don't know, yes. There you go. Ironhide Wildfire Solutions. I'm looking to get a CTL to drag brush small logs and run a flail mower for poison oak. Would an ASV RT30 have enough power, or should I go for the 70 horse? So if you are running, so you're talking about running a flail mower, a 70 horse might feel a little underpowered to you. Could it get the job done? Yeah, probably. But there's most likely, that's a hard one, because what area of the country are you in? I guess is part of it. Are you dealing with a lot of elevation changes? Because if you're adding a lot of elevation changes into it, I would probably encourage you to step up to like the 90 horse motor or something similar in that weight class. Just because when you start running, especially your flail mower, that's where those are pretty power hungry attachments, and that's where you're really gonna start to feel the lack of power and the lack of flow of not having a high flow unit with a lot of oomph behind it. You know, for drag and brush small logs, yeah, you probably be fine. And truly, if you're just going after poison oak, yeah, you probably be fine. The problem is what's going to happen more than likely, because you are in this industry and we all do it, more than likely what's going to happen is you're going to get into that, and then you're just going to want to keep on, you're going to want to take on bigger land clears. You're going to want to maybe get into some small clearing jobs where maybe you're taking out some saplings that are 2 or 3 inches in diameter. That's when you're really going to kick yourself and go, God, had I just stepped up to the 90 horse and spent the extra $7 grand or whatever it was, that's where I could foresee that being a problem. So really, that's kind of a question for you of, are you really going to stay in your lane of doing poison oak and some small brush that you're just using a flail mower? It's probably going to be a low flow attachment, which they'll get the job done. For that light duty stuff, it will 100% get the job done. But if you think there's a chance you might step up into some of the bigger stuff, start getting into some of the meatier stuff, then you will probably want to step up to that 90 horse motor. Ernie, 100%. God damn it. It is my money, son of a bitch. Man. 2.6 million views. That is right, Zenon, but that's over the lifetime of the channel. So we're averaging right around 130 to 140,000 views a month right now, and we're growing. I mean, we've gone up. So we started this year right around 100,000. Sorry, right around 100,000 views a month. So we've gone up 40% in the last. Conservatively, I would say probably 4 months, because it was a little after the year that it started ticking up again. So pretty awesome, very exciting. Connor, what's going on, man? It has been a hot minute. Good to see you. Really good to see you. Duluth, Minnesota. Woo, woo, way up there, right? Duluth is way up north, right? Maybe I am going full American here and I don't know my geography. Duluth, Minnesota. And I can't even spell it right. Totally spelled it wrong. Duluth, Minnesota. Where are you at? Sorry, I'm learning how to read a map here. Oh, no, you are way north. My goodness. Ooh, you are north of the UP. My goodness. Ooh, you're on up there. Yeah. Ooh, ooh. Let's see here. Where are we? Levers that only move forward and back. Old log loaders have that. I've never seen that. I have never seen that. That would be interesting to operate. Really interesting. Oh my gosh, I am really behind here in the comments. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. All right, here we go. Extend a hoe. Thank you, everyone. Extend a hoe. That is what the fourth lever is. Ding, ding, ding. We could almost shut this thing down right now just because I felt like I took a giant dump now that I've finally figured out what the fourth lever is. Thank you. My God, that was really bothering me. And as a case man, I'm slightly embarrassed to say as a case man, I did not remember that. That's embarrassing. Been running the 314F a little. Man, she's a tippy excavator, but it's cat and getting a rototilt. Nice. Unfortunately, that rototilt's gonna make you even more tippy. That sucks. But eFix, what's going on, man? Man, we got a lot of guys coming back in here that I haven't seen for a while. It's really good to see you guys. Andrew, I ran a railroad truck with a grapple crane on it and the controls were backwards from a hoe. Push the stick away and the away from you, jib in, push stick away, boom up. Right hand was twist the bucket. Yeah, that would totally mess with me. Left hand was grapple close and swing with your feet. Whew. Yeah, that's kind of like running one of those pipe trucks that drops off the RCP pipe for our jobs. Like, they've got all sorts of funky controls on those things. Colton, I'm going to do you one more, and I'm going to say the foot controls shouldn't exist in a skid steer. They shouldn't. It's terrible. It was a terrible design. Ugh, terrible. Awful. Anyway, road crew what? I don't know what that was referring, Brandon, but I'm going to say it anyway. I will say that I hate the John Deere backhoe controls. The side panel is way bigger than it needs to be, and loader control, despite having a bizarrely long joystick, is still 4 to 6 inches. I hate John Deere backhoes. I'm totally with you on all of those points. It is so poorly laid out. The cab design, the freaking bucket control for the front looks like you're driving a pickup truck from the 1970s. Like, why the F do I need a 14-foot tall? I tell you what it reminds me of is the big rig drivers where they put the extended, like the extension, so they're shifting up here. Except, like you said, even with that big old long thing coming out of the floor, you still got your hand too low. It's like, what is happening? I'm not a fan. I like the Deere loaders, not a fan of the backhoes. Yeah. Let's see here. John Deere 650G. That's a decent loader. Oh, this is equipment shreds. My God. And you guys, okay, here we go. Gotta prep the vocals. It's probably not gonna be good tonight, guys. I'm starting to feel the beverage, so it's probably not gonna be good tonight. But we got a John Deere 650G, we got a Volvo EW160, we got a Kubota KX057-5. All of the Kubota minis are legit. Really, that's all you guys came up with? Kubota B77, Kubota B7500. Yep, that's it. Wow, guys, that was pathetic. I just really got rolling and then we totally shut her down. Like, that was weak, ladies and gentlemen, weak. Anyway, Carbox. Hey, good to see Carbox. Got in a skid steer for 2 full days grading dirt this week after working just 3 months at my company. I do like the word selection there. 'Twas enjoyable. Question for you older guys: what's your morning routine, or how do I craft mine? So that's a good question, actually. My morning routine is pull up on the job site. Regardless of what I'm running, I will park it the night before. Excuse me, pardon me. I will park it alongside the road where I have access to it. So, whether it's the job site access road or if it's a side street, whatever, I pull my car or truck right alongside it because I have all of my stuff. And if you go on my YouTube videos, I have a trunk kit video where I talk about all of the stuff in my trunk kit that I use. So I've got my grease gun, my grease gloves, I've got hydraulic oil, coolant, engine oil, some small tools, And so if I just pull up right alongside my machine, I've got everything I need. And so generally what I'll do is I'll pull my car or truck up right next to the machine, pop the trunk. I'll generally sit my coffee for a minute and, you know, dread the fact that I have to get out of my car and grease the machine. And then I will eventually find the motivation. And then from there, what I do is I get out, I do my fluid checks on my machine. I will then fire up the machine so that it's running and warming up. And then I will get down and I will start doing all of my greasing for the day. When you really, sorry, I got an eyelash. Anyway, when you really get to know your machine, you start to learn things like I can hit this Zerk fitting here one time a week and it's ample grease and I'm not over greasing and wasting and making a huge mess on the machine. But this, and this I need to hit every day. These two I can hit every 2 days. So all of that to say, I will hit all of the Zerk fittings that I need to for that morning. I generally keep either a bag of rags or shop towels, and so I will clean my grease gun. I don't know about you guys, I'm one of those anal people that really like to have everything nice, not grease rubbed over everything. And so generally I will wipe down the grease gun tip and everything, get the grease gun stored away, get all of my stuff put away. I'll transfer my lunch and anything I need in the cab for the day. I will transfer that up into the cab, and then I'll go park my vehicle. And then by the time all that's said and done, you're about 20 to 25 minutes into your morning, which is generally what they allot you for grease and warm up time. Your machine should be getting pretty close to being warm at that point in time. And so by the time I walk my butt back over, climb up into the cab, boom, I'm off to the races for the day. So that is my morning routine. Let's see here. Nick, well, I'm not busy not building stupid boulder walls. Well, Nick, you should still be able to take some pictures for us. That's all I'm saying. Remember us small guys now that you've made it into the big times and you're operating real iron instead of playing around with boulder walls. That's all I'm saying. Connor. Do you guys ever sometimes just totally forget how to drink and inhale at the same time and choke yourself out for no reason and feel like an idiot? Now, have you ever done that on camera in front of a bunch of people live? It happens. It happens to all of us. Anyway, Connor also installed a water meter pit about 4 months ago and it was never waterproof correctly, so dug that thing back up. Excellent. Very fun. Got fuel money. Diesel is outrageous. Gas, regular gas, just hit $5.20 a gallon here in Michigan. Excellent. So excited. Andrew, the Taco Coochie wouldn't pick the tamper head up with the bucket on. My laborers thought I was joking when I said pick up on it. They literally had to help the machine make. Wow, that's actually sad. That's actually sad. Ryan Wagner, what's going on? My God, we've got so many like old faces coming in here that haven't been in for a while. It's exciting. I'm happy to see you guys. Good to see you, man. We got Ryan Garrett. I know a 6-foot Harley rake will work the balls off of a John Deere 329E when I ran the Harley rake continuously. I had the fuel light come on just as I stopped for lunch. Wow, that's really poor fuel consumption. That's kind of surprising actually. And it was filled to the brim at 7 a.m. Interesting. That's terrible. We got Killer Rob in the house. What's going on, Killer Rob? It's been a bit since I've seen you in here. Good to see you. Colt, man, I Feel Like a Woman by Shania Twain. Put that on repeat for the speakers and an excavator as a prank for your foreman. Why would you do it as a prank? My God, Feel Like a Woman. That's working music right there. I don't know why we are being so sexist, Colton. That's fantastic work music. I'd blare that and it would give me motivation to, I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with that. It's a good prank. It is a good prank. That being said, I think you should really rock the Village People. If you're really going full on prank, you should rock the Village People, or possibly, man, on the fly here, I'm gonna have a hard time thinking of some really good songs to blare. I don't know. Let's see here. 620B or DL550 in your opinion? Bobby, great question. Excuse me. I'm sorry. I interrupt myself and it's rude and it's crass and I apologize. Bobby, that's a great question. As of yet, I have only I interrupted again. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have used a carbonated part of my beverage tonight. I've only sat in the 620B as of right now. There is on the horizon in the next month or two, there's supposed to be a DL 550 being delivered to a certain dealership that I happen to have a relationship with. So I would like to withhold my answer until I've had a chance to sit in the 550, but I'm leaning towards the 550 because of the versatility of it. But I will keep you posted. I will keep you posted. Ernest Magby, we play Barbie Girl. There you go. There, yeah, that's a good song. Absolutely. Ryan, apparently, even pushing topsoil, I'll burn a tank and a third of fuel a day. My God, there's something going on with there's got to be something going on with your machine, Ryan. There's no way you're burning that much fuel in a day. That's outrageous. There's no reason you should be running that much fuel through that machine. Ryan, so I'm considering becoming a certified diesel mechanic. Opinions? If you like wrenching, go do it, man. I mean, there's really, really good money being a tech. They are super, super in demand. And I will say, reach out to Certified Wrench Podcast, who was in here earlier. Colton would absolutely be a great resource for you. And I know he's a super good dude, and he would absolutely respond to your questions. So, yeah, I would absolutely. So here's what I would say. Talk to Colton or another tech and get a feel for their day. See if you can go dabble with them, even if it's like, hey, I got a Saturday off. Can I come hang out with you for a Saturday while you're working? Go dabble in it. But dude, there's great money in being a diesel tech. Daniel, what do you think is the best skid steer in the market? I'm gonna guess is what that was gonna say. That's a hard question. I really, really, really like the John Deere 333G. It's not great for visibility, but it's a really smooth machine. It's got a ton of power. It's got a lot of weight behind it, so it grades really smooth. Like all around, with the exception of visibility, I've been pretty impressed with that machine with my limited seat time. The new K series, the B series skid steers, totally different machines. Legitimately really, really nice machines. I would really put them up there on the list as a really solid contender. Kubotas, I don't have any real seat time in them. I've dabbled in them for 10 or 20 minutes here and there, but I've never really sat and run one full time. There's a ton of people that I highly respect and trust have given me really good feedback on Kubotas. So I would say Kubotas is probably one of the top contenders out there right now. Ernie, smooth operator. Oh, there you go. She's a smooth operator. That's a good song. I would legit listen to that song, not even as a practical joke. See, that's the problem. We're crossing lines into songs I would really listen to. Shane, you act like that's any different than being an operator. Like, we're also working tons of hours year round. So, you know, it's really, what do you want to do? Do you want to run the machines and break the stuff, or do you want to not run the machines and fix the stuff? Colton, I want a Peterbilt with a Spicer 6x4, 24 gears. You don't use all of them because shifty one gear combo maybe. Whoa, Brandon Culpepper, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Brandon Culpepper in the flesh calling in. Did I answer the phone? I did answer the phone. What's happening, Brandon?
You seem like the type of guy that would play Baby Shark on repeat.
No, God, no. I have 2 children that do that for me already. I look for escape from Baby Shark.
No, you seem like you'd be the type of guy to play it on repeat.
I'm the type of guy that would play the Spice Girls on repeat.
My wife would do that.
Yeah. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. So what's happening, man? We're in the middle of a live stream here.
I know. I told you I was going to call in.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say thank you for helping me earlier this week. Guys, I got on an excavator, and I think it was, Brian, the water fuel separator?
Yeah, the fuel water separator, yep.
Yeah, that came up on the screen, and I'm like, I don't know where it is or how to do it. Tried Googling, didn't quite give me the answer, so I was like, let me call Brian, and you were able to walk me through it.
There you go.
And I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime, man. And this is what I've been saying to everyone. This is why I do what I do. I am legitimately here to help you guys. It is, Brandon, you are special. You are special.
Yes.
But at the same time, Brandon is not special in the sense that I am here to help you guys legitimately. If you have questions, reach out. That's why I'm here. So happy to do it, Brandon. Really, I am.
Yes. I just wanted to call and say that, and just so that everyone else knows that you are, who you say you are.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. I do appreciate it.
All right, I'm gonna go back to listening and bugging you.
All right, sounds good. We'll talk to you here soon, man.
Yeah, bye.
All right, see ya. All right, thanks, Brandon. I appreciate it. But yes, I do legitimately answer the phone, answer calls, answer texts, answer Instagram messages. I am here as a resource for the industry. Until we get too big that I can do that, I'm here. So take advantage. So let's see here. Hyundai making a skid steer soon. We talked about that earlier. We're already at 8:30. My goodness. Oh, they used to call me Sadie at my old company. Glenn Wagner. I usually spray off my grease gun with brake cleaner. Works great. So that's generally what I will do once a month or so when you kind of get that grease residue build up on the gun, is spray it down with the brake cleaner, kind of get it all polished up, and then you're good to go for another month and a half or so, depending on how careful you are. So great tip there. Andrew, we need a Discord server. The problem is I don't have time to have another platform. I'm happy to put one together if you guys want to come in and kind of dabble, and maybe every once in a while I pop in and out. But it would be really hard for me to be consistently involved in that. But if you guys want, the other thing is, let's be honest, this is the dirt industry, and there's probably all of 3 people in here that even know what Discord is and how to use it, let alone how to go find a server and how to use it. So my fear is we would start the Discord server and it would be 4 people just talking to each other all the time, and it would slowly die a very slow death. So yeah. WD-40 doesn't dry as fast. Ryan, so I am not the only one that keeps the grease gun clean. My foreman was giving me shit for that, and I'm like, why haven't you? Yes, exactly. So here's my so I'll tell you how princess I go. I go full princess, and you guys can make fun of me. I don't even care. I have nitrile gloves. When I'm greasing in the mornings, I have a rag over my shoulder, I have my nitrile gloves on, and I have my clean grease gun. And when I'm done, before I take my gloves off, I take my rag and I wipe everything down really well, and then I do the whole surgeon thing. You take your glove and you peel it up so that all of the grease is on the inside of the glove. You take this one and peel it up with the grease inside the glove. Throw those babies away, and now I can get in my nice clean cab, because you guys who follow the channel know that I clean my cab with Pledge and it sparkles inside. And instead of having a disgusting greasy steering wheel and a disgusting greasing control lever, instead I have a very nice clean cab, because my big ugly mitts are not covered in grease. So you can make fun of me for being a priss, or you can recognize that you're just a filthy animal. I'm just saying. I will throw down the gauntlet, ladies and gentlemen. I will 100% throw down the gauntlet. Anyway, Connor, having a dirty grease gun just makes everything else messy for the rest of the day. Exactly, and it drives me nuts, because grease, I hate grease. It doesn't matter, I've mentioned it in my videos. I can be on this side of the camera and I could grease something right here beside me, and you guys on your end would somehow look down and have grease right here on your elbow, but you wouldn't realize that until you ran your arm across your shirt or bent down to pick something up, and next thing you know, you've got grease on your pants or your shirt, and you have no idea where it came from, because you haven't even come into contact with grease. You just watched me grease something on the camera. That's why I hate grease. That's how messy it is. So why would you not take precautions to not be a disastrous greasy mess? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. God Family Country, Tom, what's happening, my man? Good to see you. Be safe. Use dig box when trenching. Had a collapse here in Charlotte County. Contractor didn't use dig boxes. 2 young men dead. Rescue went to recovery fast. That's really sad. That is really, really sad, Tom. As sad and depressing as that is, I do thank you for sharing that, because it is always, 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 always good to bear in mind that you have to always be aware of what's going on. Don't ever get complacent. So that's really, really sad. I'm really sad to hear that. Ryan, that's what I told my foreman, Connor. It's like when they wouldn't keep, like, why wouldn't you keep it clean? Bobby would gladly wait. Thank you. Bobby, forgive me. What were we referencing that you were gladly waiting for? I'm sorry. Oh, okay. On the DL 550 or 620. Yes, I promise I will give you an opinion. But let me get in that DL 550 first. It's coming. It's coming. Who is that? Shane. My goodness, this is Shane. Everyone's texting me and calling me in the middle of a live stream. And the thing is, these are all people that know I'm doing a live stream. We have Rick. Rick is randomly sending the word penis in the middle of my live stream because he wants me to read the word penis, and I just did. It worked. Son of a biscuit. We got Shane. Ooh, Shane sending me some pictures. Ooh. Oh, Shane is working with some GPS in his hoe. This is what I just got from Shane, guys. So he is working, what is that, TopCon? That looks like TopCon. Looks like Shane's running a TopCon system. Is that the 850? What machine is that? You gotta fill us in, Shane. Fill us in. Anyway, here we go. Colton, as long as my grease gun isn't clogged, I don't give a fuck how dirty it is. Well, you're a filthy animal. We love you. We do love you, Colton, but you're a filthy animal. Got the call to bring out the Vector vacuum truck. Be safe, set spoils pals way back. Yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal. To have to bring in a vac truck to recover bodies is brutal. Yeah. That's rough. Thank you for sharing, Tom, though. Genuinely, thank you for sharing. Andrew, 333G, he seconds that. It's a good machine. I told the mechanic about it. He didn't seem worried about it. He also said the big cloud of smoke and burning rubber smell was just the burn off, and apparently the machine did 2 burn offs. I think your mechanic might be not correct, because there's no way that fuel, that machine should be burning that much fuel. That is, yeah, that's crazy. You have the new so Bobby Marion's got the new 450B and loves it. It's a good machine. It is a good machine. Ryan, he said, run it. If it starts burning again, I'm just going to run it harder for 10 to 15 minutes until it's really on fire. So they want to get rid of the machine. We got Phil. Oh my gosh, Phil. It has been forever, man. How the hell are you? So Phil, if you guys aren't familiar, Phil is probably one of my longest running subscribers from Australia that started way back at the beginning when this channel fired off, and he has been relatively consistent up until, I don't know, Phil, you kind of dropped off the radar like 4 to 6 months ago, and I've been a little worried about you, man, because I haven't heard from you for a long time. It's good to see you. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope you're still in here now that I've finally gotten to your comment, but it's good to see you. Ernie, have a good night. Hey, have a good evening, man. Thanks for hanging out. We've got Nick Ucharik, a fuel water separator problem. Wouldn't know where to start either. So that's actually, this is good information for everybody. So fuel water separator, first of all, why do we have it? Diesel has one really bad characteristic. It attracts water. Oh, there you go. Phil's in the comments, active. I'm sad to hear that you've been sick, like long-term sick. What you've got going on, Phil? Like, you've been gone a long time, man. It's really good to see you. Really good to see you. But going back to Nick's comment, so diesel attracts water. If there is humidity in the air and you have diesel exposed to the open air, that water is going to infiltrate into the diesel. And what happens is diesel is lighter than water, so water will sink to the bottom. Unfortunately, as most of us know about water, water is not compressible. Oh, excuse me. And so when you start running water into your cylinders, that's a great way to bend a rod or really screw up your engine. So that is why we put a fuel water separator on our machines. It is a secondary fuel filter. And so you'll have your regular diesel fuel filter, and then the fuel will run into your water fuel separator. And it's generally going to be a little lower in the engine compartment because we are wanting that water to settle out to the low spot. You'll know it's a fuel water separator because it looks like it's almost, on most machines, it's around the size of an oil filter, maybe a little bit bigger, but it's going to be a smaller filter than like your regular fuel filter or your hydraulic filter, any of your other filters. It's going to be a little smaller, but then the really distinct part is it's got this like plastic looking cup that comes off the bottom, and off of that cup is going to be this little like spigot. It almost looks like a spigot, and it's going to have a wire coming off of it. The wire is for the sensor that plugs into the bottom of the fuel water separator, and that's what detects when you have a lot of water in your fuel and you need to empty the separator. Most of the time you're going to have a code show up. If it gets to the level that the machine determines you really, hey, you need to actually empty this thing, you'll get a code that you have water in the fuel. All you're going to do is you're going to go back, you're going to go find that filter, and that little bottom part, not the whole cup, but this little bottom part off of it, you're just going to give it 4 or 5 cranks, and then water's going to start dripping out of it. And you want to crank it just a little further so that water is running out of it. You're going to know it's water because it's going to be clear. It's still going to have a little bit of a diesel smell to it, but it's going to be clear. You're going to know, you will, and this is why Brandon called me, is because he wasn't sure when he had gotten all of the water out of the system. You're going to know when diesel starts flowing out of there, because it will distinctly change not only color, it's going to go from being clear to distinctly red for off-road fuel, but you're also going to notice a change in the viscosity. So water is pretty thin, and that diesel is going to be a little thicker and a lot oilier than the water was. And as soon as you start seeing diesel flow, seal that baby back up and you're good to go. That's all there is to it. It's really, really simple to do. You just have to know where to look and how to do it. So there you go. You just learned about fuel water separators in 5 minutes. Boom. Oh, Colton, I'm 1 time zone east of you, so you must be on Central Time. Let's see here, Ryan. I don't go as far as wearing gloves, but you better believe I have handy greaser on standby. See, that's why I don't even fool with the handy greaser. I go full on gloves. You feel like a badass because I get the black nitrile so that I feel awesome. I'm like, I'm basically a certified diesel technician now that I have these nitrile gloves on. So you better know I'm greasing the shit out of this machine. And then when I peel them off, I'm like, oh, look at this. Baby soft, beautiful operator hands. And if you really want to do it up, you can, you know, when you put your nitrile gloves on, you just right in the top of them, give a little squirt of lotion and really rub it in there. And that way you moisturize while you are greasing. It's lovely. And you come out and, oh, so nice. Just, you don't have to worry about any calluses. It's beautiful. And that's why you will never find me on the end of a shovel. I've got to keep these baby soft operator hands baby soft. Could you imagine what these hands would look like with calluses? Oh, it would be terrible. Terrible. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm just kidding. Or am I? I'm getting Brandon all hot and bothered now. I got to be careful with this conversation. Brandon's going to come through the screen at me. Woo, gives me the heebie-jeebies. Lonely Bison. Thanks for hanging out, man. Any way to get rid of a shaking motion when operating, kind of like when whiskey throttle for excavators, best way to... Yeah, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Generally, it's when you're doing some sort of a function where you're booming down or something along those lines, and you kind of... You bump your hydraulics, and then you start a repeating cycle of, as your hand is responding, you get the jitters. I know what you're talking about. The best solution is, as soon as you feel that, let go of everything. And what that's going to do is it's going to stop the jerky motion, which is going to stop your body from jerking, which is going to stop your hand from, oh, you guessed it, jerking. You don't want to be jerking your hand. But no, in all honesty, yeah, the best thing to do is just let go of the controls. As soon as you get into that rhythm, let go. Let the waves kind of travel through the machine, and then put your hands back on and go to town. And over time, you just get better as an operator to where you know to ease. The other thing I'll say is to stop that from happening. It generally happens when you really hammer on a control, and you learn that over time, when you accelerate, and this is going to be really dramatic, but when you go into doing motions, let's say I'm just going to boom down. Instead of booming down, you're going to boom, down. If you notice, my hand starts to move and then increases in speed. And what it does, it's like a speed ramp. You start slow and then you ramp up. Instead of it being a jerk, it's a ramp. And that's going to eliminate a lot of those shudders that you're talking about. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. All right, where do we go? Where do we go? Where do we go? All right, here we go. Nick, yes. Bobby, how much better was the 620 over the 450? I can't honestly tell you because first of all, I haven't ran a 420B or 450. I'm sorry, that's a 450. 450B, and I was only in the 620 maybe for 40 minutes ish, running around a yard. I have yet to actually take it out on a job site, so I can't. As much as I would love to answer your questions, Bobby, I don't have enough seat time to really sit here and feel qualified to give you a real answer on that, unfortunately. I promise if I get the chance to get in one, I will give you the down low on that. So just stay tuned. I'm going to skip down here. I see that Phil answered, yeah, long term, unfortunately, but getting better every day. Thanks for asking. Hopefully have last surgery by end of year, but always around. Dude, Phil, reach out, man. Let me know what's going on in your life. Do me a favor and write me an email or shoot me an Instagram message or something. So contact at Diesel and Iron. It just flashed down here below. Like, shoot me a message, man. We have yet, through all of these years, you and I have yet to have a real conversation. I would love to chat with you for a bit. And then also, clearly, you got something serious going on if you're having surgeries and everything. Like, let me know if we can do anything for you. Let me know what you got going on. I would love to help you out, man. You have supported this channel for the entire life of the channel. Like, let me help you out if I can. So reach out, man. In all honesty, even if it's not even health related, just reach out so we can have a conversation. Love to chat with you. So going back up, Shane, we have 2 of our John Deere 824s have fallen to the exhaust filter cooking. Ooh, that's no good. All right, Colton, why is diesel not hydrophobic? That would save everyone a headache in the maintenance department. I honestly don't know because, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is about diesel that makes it particularly bad about attracting water. I have no idea why that is. I'm sure there's someone that knows the chemistry behind it that's a lot smarter than I am, but I don't know that. I don't. 10 minutes, by the way, guys. 10 minutes and we're shutting this baby down. Let's see here, Ryan. Yes, the skid steer is just a lemon. It likes to throw codes and has a list of leaks, hydraulic line rubbing, and some small thing that doesn't work like hazard lights, horn, air conditioner, etc. So half the machine, that's fine. That's fine. Sounds like a real gem. Sounds like you need to accidentally set it on fire and then claim you just worked it really hard. Nick, I know some good folks with a T650 Bobcat. I've gotten to run a bunch. Freaking awesome track loader. Thanks for explaining the water separator issue. Absolutely, anytime. I'm going to very respectfully disagree with you on the Bobcat. I do value your opinion, Nick. I do. But I have had my own experiences with Bobcat machines. I have a differing view, and I will keep this professional that I have a differing view on Bobcat machines. But I do appreciate your contribution here. And I do appreciate you voicing your opinion, and you may love those Bobcat machines. I unfortunately have a very bad taste in my mouth with Bobcat, and I don't foresee Bobcat becoming a sponsor of this channel anytime soon. And that's all I'm just gonna leave it at that. But you know what, Nick, you run the dog piss out of that Bobcat. Because that is the beauty of this industry. My opinion does not have to be your opinion. Despite what a lot of old school operators would have you believe, we can have differing opinions, and that's okay. And that's why we're brothers. I got you. I got you, man. Ryan, and the cab was leaking around the sunroof, so now I put a big ass glob of silicone on there. That way they can cuss when they replace it. Yeah, Ryan, I think it's time to burn down the skid. And I think you should document that process. Not the setting of the fire, obviously. We can't have any of that because we don't want you getting in trouble. But you sure as hell better document the process of it burning up so that we can share that all over social media. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see here. Drew, what's going on, Drew? It's been a bit. My separator poured like a faucet and I I was using on-road fuel, we also had lost the cap for some time. We found it. I don't know how long it was off for. Yeah, and you said it had gone through a rainstorm, which is why you had some issues with water in the tank. Bobby Marion, I'm asking because I have a new 450B with 49 hours. I am debating keeping the hours low to trade in for the 620 or the 550, or possibly keeping it. So, Bobby, the best thing I'll tell you there is really dive into what you're using it for, because when you step up to the 620 and the 550, you're taking a huge step up in weight. I can't remember, but I want to say that I can't remember what the weight was on the 620, but it is a heavy beast. Now, if you're in the bigger jobs where you find that 450 is consistently too small of a machine for you, okay, absolutely think about stepping up. But if the 450 is getting everything done that you need it to, I would not say it's worth upgrading to the 620. Just because you do have a low hour machine, you're going to take a big old hit on the machine itself, and then you're going to pay for the new machine. Like, you're really going to run net negative on that transaction. So it really needs to be worth it for you to step up to the 620. Now, the DL550 is a totally different story. Because you get the dozer package, assuming you get the dozer package, I should say that don't even worry about stepping up to the 550 if you're not going to invest and get the dozer package with it. If you do a lot of grade work and you find that a dozer would really help you out, I would consider looking at the 550. Now, through the grapevine, again, this is not me, this is me hearing through the grapevine, the 550 is going to take a fair amount of seat time to get decent at with grading, because you've got a super short track base, compared to a dozer. And so what I've heard from people with inside information is that machine's really going to excel when you can put a laser grade system on it. And so, excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm trying to have a professional conversation and I'm interrupting myself with belching. But all that to say, you'll want to put a laser grade system on it. So just go into the DL550 knowing that you're probably going to spend another, I don't know, 5 to 10 grand. I don't know what a laser grade system would cost for that, assuming you've already got the laser and you just need the hardware for the machine. Know that you're most likely going to install that on the machine and have an additional cost there to really make that machine shine and sing. That being said, I've heard from multiple people, it really does sing when you put that laser grade system on it, and it is absolutely worth the investment. But if you're thinking you're just going to be able to get out there and day 2 or 3 freehand with the dozer on the DL550, which was what my impression was, I'm hearing through the grapevine that it's going to be a little more difficult than that, just because you've got a super short track base. So, I would say hang tight for the time being, especially in this equipment market. That's the other thing, man. Run the snot out of your 450 for the next year, because I don't foresee the equipment shortage magically turning around in the next 12 months. I think this is probably going to be a year or two out before we start to see the alleviation of the equipment shortage, which means your machine, your used machine, is still going to command a premium. So I would say continue to use your 450, and let's give it another 4 months or so for the DL550 to really hit the market and for people to be able to use it. Hopefully by that time I've had some seat time and I can give you some real feedback on it, and then maybe start making your decision there. This is because the other thing you have to remember about that one is this is, and the 620, in all honesty, this is a brand new machine to market. The 620 is based off of the DL550 frame, and so while everything else is based off of the B series skids, it is still very much a new machine, and you don't necessarily want to jump out there and be the first guy to own the new machine. So I would say for now it's probably safe to stick with your 450. That's just kind of my take on the whole thing. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Let me scroll back up here. Rashad, what's going on? Good to see ya. I'm still offended you didn't come see me when you were here in Atlanta. Rashad, I was there. So my Atlanta trip, for all of you, I've had multiple people in Atlanta contact me and be offended that I didn't contact them. First of all, I don't know where the F any of you guys live. Secondly, I flew into Atlanta and landed at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. By the time I got my rental car and everything, it was probably 3:15. Drove my ass out to Pine Mountain, which is about an hour drive. I got into the hotel. I was able to have dinner with my contact there. And then the following morning, I was up at 7:30 in the morning to drive an hour, well, I take that back, 40 minutes or so back to Noonan, where I was actually operating the Hitachi. I ran the Hitachi for all of maybe an hour and a half before I had to book it back to the Atlanta airport to catch my flight back up north. So Rasha, there was no time for me to have dinner with you. Now, next time I will request that Randall Riley send me down a day early, specifically so that I can have dinner with you. But I have to have a heads up on where you guys live. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. All right. Here we go. Oh, boom. All right, hang on. Oh, I skipped a couple. Man, my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I skipped a bunch. All right, somebody draw me a line here. I'm gonna try to rock it through these. See, Andrew's already out, and I haven't even gotten to the end. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Andrew. We're gonna. You live in Pine. Go figure, Rashad's. I was at the Callaway Resort is where we were staying, Rashad. So I'm gonna go back up. Somebody draw me a line. Draw me a line. I'm not answering anything past line because I gotta scroll up here. Sorry, I'm spitting all over myself here. I gotta get caught up. All right, Cab was leaking. We got Brandon Fuse. Yep, we got that. Yep, glitters on the go. Absolutely, gotta finesse the 6. Absolutely. What's up, Big Perm? Hey, we got Matt in here from Dig Nation. Hey guys, I just saw Matt. That's another great channel to go follow. Matt's got some good stuff. Good to see you, Matt. I'm sorry that I am so scatterbrained right now, but we're trying to wrap this baby up, and I got a shitload of comments I got to get through. Lonely Bison, thank you so much. Place that I'm working now, working at throws me on a PC 170 and tells me to screen fill so I don't have any people to learn from. Big thank you from New York. Bison, reach out if you got questions, my man. I am here for you as a resource. Thanks for supporting the channel. I really appreciate you guys watching. Andrew, 100%. Hope you feel better, Phil. We really do. We're rooting for you here. Bobby, I have a new 450B. Maybe when you get the 620 or 550, I can bring my machine for a video right outside Philly. Dude, if you want to, like, diesel is expensive as shit right now, so I'm not going to ask you to do that. It would make for a killer comparison video, but I'm not going to ask you to do that because that is a big old investment in your part. So, you know, it's totally up to you. Love to have you out. Absolutely would love to have you out. We could have some fun. We'll take you out to dinner while you're here in town, but that's going to be a big old investment. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. Nick, it's the first track loader I've ever run, so I'm glad to hear your disagreement. Just green, wanna be operator. Nick, dude, have your own opinions. Don't, I will say this. It's really easy in this industry to hear someone give an opinion and then feel like, oh, I've got it wrong because I'm green. Like what you like. You are entitled to your own opinion. Don't listen to me. Like, absolutely plow your own road in this industry. And fuck if you like Bobcat. I can't believe I dropped the F-bomb in my live stream. I apologize. If you like the Bobcat, like the Bobcat. Disagree with me. I love it. I love disagreement. I love differing views and opinion. We get into it in the comments all the time here. By all means, do it. So anyway, yeah, you're good, Nick, and reach out if you got questions. Phil, thank you, much appreciated. We'll reach out soon. Take care, stay blessed. Hey, good to see you, Phil. I hope you're still in here to see this, that I'm saying goodbye. But if you aren't, I'm sorry I missed you. I'm sorry. Ryan, that reminded me that I'm supposed to be getting a Bobcat skid steer this week. Oh, look, Ryan's gonna give us his personal opinion on Bobcat later this week. There you go. Next live stream, we're expecting it, Ryan. We're expecting it. Glenn Wagner, hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you comment in a while. Really enjoyed this evening. I've got 20 years in this. Can't say I've watched a video and not learned from you. I appreciate that, Glenn. I legitimately do. That is a high compliment and high praise that you got a 20-year-old veteran in here. And he's still learning stuff. I appreciate that, but that's another testament to why this industry is so badass, is you got someone in here that's got 20 years in the industry still learning, and it doesn't have to be from someone that's got 40 years of experience. We can teach each other. Nick, I was just talking to you about your lack of experience. You have the ability in this industry to pick up a trick and show me or Glenn that trick and blow both of our minds, and we go, I've never thought of that. That's what I love about this industry, is you've got the ability to learn something new every day, and it doesn't matter how much experience you have. In fact, sometimes young guys have the advantage. They haven't been set in their ways. They don't have their old habits. They just go at it fresh, and sometimes they approach a problem in a totally new way. It's awesome. I love it. Let's see here. Which is worse, JCB or Bobcat? I don't know, man. That's a good question, Brandon. That's a really good question. Jeez. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you. Maybe that's a head-to-head video we could do. JCB versus Bobcat. Which one sucks ass more? Like, that's the way we could go at it. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Yeah, 16,000 pounds. That is a heavy freaking machine. So you're taking a substantial step up with that TV 620. Let's see here, Ryan, which brings up a good point that a laborer told me: documenting incidents at work yourself, injuries, breakdowns, arguments, anything, write it down afterwards. So if anyone ever tries to go after you, you already have everything documented. Great advice. Practical. I don't know if it's going to be the most practical. Evan, when you guys said DL550, I was totally thinking the Doosan DL550. No, this is the Minotaur, the new case machine that's going to totally change the industry. Hopefully, if it does its job right, it will totally change the industry. That's what we've been discussing. Yes, completely different ball game. Absolutely. Good night. Yep, there's Andrew. You live in Pine Mountain. We already addressed. How can I get better at keeping grade with a track hoe while loading off of a bench? Practice. So what I would say is, the best piece of advice I'll give you is, if you get time between trucks, it's going to be difficult if you're loading trucks off of a bench because generally they're stacked up on you. But if you do get a quick minute, throw your lever down and jump out of the cab, get down there and really get down and look at what your grade is doing, and then get a feel for, did you think you were pulling flat and level, and is it all coming uphill to you? Okay, make a point to go 6 inches lower on your next pass at the back where it's closest to the machine. Go 6 inches lower than you think you need to, and then if you get a chance, go out and check that and see where you're at. That's about the best way to do it. Really, it's just seat time and experience. That is a skill. In fact, I was talking to a girl last night. That's just a skill that you're gonna have to practice for your entire career. Unfortunately, there's no getting around it. That's just the way to do it. So I think we're to the line, guys. I mean, I see we got Ben Yates in here, that he made it back, but unfortunately, Ben, you caught us right as the live stream is ending. I'm sorry, man. I really am. But we are to the line. Oh, Phil is still in here. So Phil, thanks for hanging out, man. Like, honestly, reach out. I'd love to know what's going on. Love to know if I can help you out. But everybody, thank you guys tonight. This was a really fun live stream. This is blitzed by. It does not feel like it's been an hour and a half, but we will do it again next weekend. So let me verify that. I just say that, blanket statement. Oh, it is Trimble. I just saw Shane's text message. That was Trimble on the 870G. That sure does look like a TopCon format. That's interesting. So let me look at my calendar here. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going live next weekend. So guys, thank you for hanging out. We'll catch you next weekend on the live stream. You guys have a great week. As we talked about earlier, stay safe. Don't get complacent. We're in a dangerous industry. Stay safe. We'll catch you guys next weekend on the live stream. Have a great week.